No intro or anything. There we go. We're just live.
Oh,
And so, welcome, Mr. Matthias.
now I'm really nervous because we were chatting so well before, and now the pressure is on. We are live. How are you all doing?
How are you, sir?
Me? Yeah, I'm good. Sorry, I was that thing that live that just kind of throws me off because I don't know what else to say. But yeah, no, I'm doing really good. Thank you. I'm currently in Las Vegas.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, no, see, getting around. It's very hot here too.
Yeah, it's a desert town, isn't it? So.
Yeah. It's summer is brutal. We actually moved away from LA a year ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can gamble full time. Just kidding.
Part time.
No, we never go to the strip.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, we live a little outside from the strip, and it's like Palm Spring-ish. It's like a community.
Yeah.
So all I do is work out and live healthy and work, on a computer and get ready for other movies. Yeah. So it's a more quiet lifestyle. In LA, it's very stressful. After 30 years, I thought I'm going to take a little break. But now I'm constantly flying there for meetings.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Let's have a look. Some people in the chat says Jeff 101 Ronson. Good evening.
Hey Jeff, how are you?
Nos from Pro Physical Media. Yeah.
Oh, how are you doing?
Mr. Hues comes in peace.
I love it.
Dutch Film Buff.
How are you?
That's Ramon. He did the
Ramon.
video.
Thank you so much, Ramon, for that wonderful tape you did yesterday, the video on YouTube. I really enjoyed it. I watched it again just like a minute ago. Yeah. And I really liked it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was
my day.
Nice collection of stuff he's got. Matthew Binney from the Australia.
Oh,
awesome.
Hi, Matthew. Good morning. It's morning in Australia. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what is it? It's Friday morning. Very early Friday morning. I think it's like 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
Your old AF reviewers, good evening.
Hello, how are you?
He can't spell. Oh, there you go. Dark Angels, my favorite movie of yours.
Oh, you did.
Last night.
Yeah. It's my favorite movie too.
Yeah, I did hear that.
It's yeah, that was real movie making for me in the old days. It was 35 millimeter, and you had to do your stunts. You had to really be there. It wasn't trickery. There was no green screen, and we had this good old Hollywood, old timers that did Dukes of Hazzard. The boys. They did that movie, and it was fun. It was the good old times. Yeah.
Is it true you didn't have a stunt double because no one was your size?
Yeah, but I do have a stunt double. There was once. Yes, yeah. There was a scene where I jump out of the window.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The actual jump, that was pretty high, and I looked down and was like, I can't see the mat. I really can't see it. Yeah. So and they said, I'm too heavy. That thing would explode. It's not. No, if you don't train for it, if you don't do this every day, it's a suicide mission. We're talking about jumping down. I don't know how many stories.
It was a few. I saw it earlier.
Yeah, it was really fun. But when you run over the cars, the thing is, I'm completely blind too, so I can't see. I have white contact lenses, and with that, all you can see is black and white.
Oh, right.
Like a blind person, and they have to lead you around, and you actually rehearse this so many times that you memorize it, right? But you have shoes on, because I'm only as tall as Dolph, that are 4 inches, I guess, 3 inches. Yeah, this much.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then do or die. You have to run, and the moment you jump through the window, you are actually on fire. And you jump on a platform suspended in the air that is as high as the entire building, and it's only a few meters, and there's cameraman, everyone's on it, and you're so fast. So I would never do this again because it's I don't know how this didn't ended up all of us plunging, because we're really fast. The last thing I remember, the stunt coordinator said to the director, "If Matthias isn't fast enough, he's going to explode himself." And then, I would actually not do it.
Yeah.
And I overheard the director saying, "Well, he's just going to have to run faster." So, yeah, but that you really earned. I had to earn every night my respect from these people. Greg Wexley is a Hollywood badass stuntman director. He just did Action Jackson with Carl Weathers. Right? I mean, he's like a god to me. And I walked in the casting office and I was nobody, literally nobody. And Dolph was the god of all goddess, I say, of all the men, right? I mean, after Rocky, not one person in the world that could come up against him physically.
No.
And they were looking for someone bigger, faster, whatnot, right? And so, yeah, I got that role. And the director said, "Listen, this movie was written for Dolph to be the alien."
Wow.
But he doesn't want to do it. He's not too smart about that one because he wants to be a recognized actor now. He wants to be the cop. And I thought, oh my God. And the director said, "Yeah, that's your chance. That's actually the role, It's like the Terminator type thing, And he was right. It was really that role, because I got signed up right after by the big boys on the film set, They stopped filming, and Arnold's and Stallone's lawyer, manager, he came to the set and he said, "I'm going to sign you up. You're the next guy." I saw 5 minutes of this movie, I have Dolph, I have Van Damme, I have Bruce Willis, I have Schwarzenegger, I have all these guys, and now you're going to be my new guy. And I had to sign that night.
Right.
Yeah, it was like in a movie, where...
Yeah,
the next couple of weeks I had, just like Entourage. I don't know if you guys saw Entourage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was like in an agency in Beverly Hills with a whole table full of agents selling me that they're the best people to represent me. I was like, oh my God, how this so fast,
Yeah.
But the movie bombed on the box office. And that was Dolph's last movie theatrically for a long time.
Yeah.
And I lost my 3-picture deal.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but that's how it goes. And then the film developed long legs.
Yeah.
Over time, people saw it on VHS, HBO. Some of the people saw it in the theaters, But
I think it was number one for 1 week, the first week. I can't remember in the charts.
It was okay movie, but it's Hollywood. It's really difficult, It's like you're so hot for one moment, and everybody came to me. Van Damme, congratulations, you now part of our family, and this and that.
Yeah.
Do this, don't do that. Do this, don't do that. And I'm like, okay, I get it. It's like you're suddenly in it. The only one that never acknowledged me was Arnold himself.
Okay.
He just like, okay. But I'm like, is that a good or bad thing?
He did. Yeah, he had a bit of an ego back then.
Yeah. Well, that's Hollywood.
Yeah. Right. Let's have a look. Who else is here? We got there's the Dutch. He loved doing the video. It was an honor.
It was fantastic. Thank you so much. All your comments are so appreciated, and I totally agree with you, Ramon, that I'm sick of it myself. No, these martial art movies. And I remember how in 1997, I actually thought, I'm done with it. I can't do this anymore. It's like boring. I'm not Van Damme, but everything is always the same. And it got more and more ridiculous. It was just stupid. The quality went down. All of this, for me, it was over. Ramon, I thought it came back, some people, like when I saw The Raid, that was pretty brutal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, or Jason Statham, he had a bit of a new character going on there, But all in all, no matter who it is, I'm so tired of 360 helicopter kicks and all that. Anybody in this world can do this by now, except me. But, you know what I mean? I'm riding the bicycle in the gym every morning, and there's this channel about people doing extreme sports, and you see people doing stuff that wasn't possible years and years ago. So we kind of all burn out on it. I think you have to create something that is in a story-driven type of, like Taken.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson is not a martial artist, but I enjoyed him because he shouldn't have done this. Shouldn't have fucked with my daughter. Sorry. And then, every punch means something. Not a 360, just bam. Shouldn't have done this.
Yeah.
And that's Ramon. I can appreciate you wanting to see better movies, and I wanted to be in better movies myself, but that doesn't happen overnight because you are suddenly the guy with the long blonde hair and the muscles. You know what I mean? That hangs with you for a long time. And meanwhile, you get older too. You change. You embrace the film business, and then you understand it better. But you're like stuck in this thing. You want to do real work. James Bond type of action, at least.
Oh yeah. So yeah, there we go. Sasha Home Videos here.
Oh, hi. Sasha. Oh, wow.
Big fan. I Come in Peace and Black Belt were very often rented when he was a kid.
Thank you so much. Wonderful movies. I mean, Black Belt, if I may talk about it real quick.
Yeah.
There was Roger Corman. Roger Corman had a studio, a miniature film studio, ridiculous if you think of it, on a parking lot next to Gold's Gym where I worked out. So, and that is, again, the parking lot these days. But we shot this film in that studio, and I was so proud because every Hollywood star at one point did a movie there, low budget movie, right?
Sure.
And Black Belt was one of those. And it was kind of an interesting film. Don Wilson, legend in itself, For me, every day was like, wow, I'm in the movies. I mean, I only have to walk from Gold's Gym over there, do a little fighting. That was fantastic. So, yeah, thanks, Treasure Home Video.
Yeah, let's have a look. Hang on, chat. Yeah, so Jeff agrees. No, yeah. How many explosions were in Dark Angel? Because there's plenty of them, wasn't there?
There was endless amounts. Yeah. Every night there was another explosion, and every night I heard it. He just has to run faster, jump higher, whatever he has to do to survive this. And each night I sat in my chair thinking, "Wow, I'm tired of this, but I somehow love it."
Yeah, I can see that.
And Dolph was such a legend. I'm talking to you. Is this somebody? Maybe you want to hear the story real quick.
Yeah.
He was like, of course, Rocky, right? And I first arrived in LA, and I went straight to Gold's Gym because everybody works at a Gold's Gym. So you want to be like one of those guys, bigger, better deal. And someone said, "Man, I have this celebrity restaurant, and Dolph is coming there tonight at 7:30. He has a reservation. You should just come, introduce yourself, say I'm another German. And he's doing Master of the Universe, He-Man. Maybe you can be in his movie." And I thought, oh my God, I'm going to do this. So I got all dressed up, cowboy boots and leather pants and leather jacket. I thought that's going to make me a little taller, the boots, right? And because I heard he's like way taller than me too. It's like I was so intimidated by him. And so I waited outside like an idiot, with all the other people trying to get into the restaurant as it is in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Celebrities only, right?
Yeah.
And then the limo arrives, and literally Dolph gets out. Oh man, he looked so big and good, and his hair like that, and cigar and bodyguards, and like a Hollywood star, right? And I just got off the boat, and I summoned every strength I had, and I rush up to Dolph, and I step in front of him so he couldn't get into the entrance. And I said, "Hi, hey, my name is Matthias. I'm also an actor, and I heard you're doing Master of the Universe. Maybe I can be in it." And literally, he looked at me and he stepped back and he looks up and down. No, yeah, I don't think you're big enough. Maybe. Oh no, he said, "Maybe you can be my stand-in, but then again, I don't think you're big enough." And I thought, "Oh, this hurts."
Yeah.
And then he pushed me aside, kind of like, yeah, he didn't have to push me aside. I kind of crumbled. And then that was it, my first experience with Hollywood. Wow. And I thought, I'm not going to give up, And I took a bus to the audition. And there were all these guys my size. I thought I'm like, pretty freaking big and everything. There was like more than me, like clones of me and better and taller and whatnot. And I didn't get the job. And I thought, oh, this is crazy. But then years later, I got this audition for, I didn't know it was Dolph. And when the director said, "You're going to play the character Dolph is supposed to play," I said, "Oh, how's that even possible? I'm going to be in the movie with Dolph, and I'm taking the role he was supposed to do, and this and that." And I trained. I was so big. I thought, I'm gonna just show Dolph, who is, the master of the universe now. But he's an amazing man, and rightfully so, really famous, And I was like, wow, that's Dolph Lundgren. Look at him, But that was a great movie, so we had a really cool thing together.
Yeah.
Got me one step closer to where I wanted to go,
Yeah. Because you throw him quite far in that film. How?
That was so easy, just a little flick. No, I mean, it's amazing how they do this, with cables and all that crap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels good. But in the end, he kicked me really hard, and I went into that pipe. And that was it,
Well, there was an explosion, but we didn't actually see your character die. You could have snuck away and.
Yeah, so I quickly wrote the screenplay for part 2.
Yeah.
And I think it's a really good script. I hope we're going to make it one day. It's not so easy because MGM always changes executives and all that crap. But it's about us again. And now Dolph is an older cop working in Texas, and he's on the beat there because it's basically like a cowboy in an old town where no one, chicken thieves and all that crap, because they want to get rid of him because he thinks still he believes in aliens and they can't have that. So they send him as far away as possible, but he's still snooping around the internet all the time, And it turns out that they collected my body and put it in a black ops site in Sweden, in a bunker. And kids discovered it in a storm by accident because the thing is a bit abandoned, and then unleashed me. But there were more than just me. But we all kind of fucked up, right? So, and then we had an army of shady dark angels escaping into the snowy hills of Sweden and start massacring everybody, Then Dolph finds out about it and heads down to Sweden, hooks up with a UFO research woman and a cop who doesn't believe him, and it's kind of an interesting story, yeah. So that would have been my sequel. That might be the sequel.
But yeah, well, sounds good.
With a bit luck. If there's still someone wants to see it, I don't know if
Yeah, I think there'd be a market for it, definitely. Al's here from New Orleans.
From New Orleans? Yes?
Yeah.
Wow.
Jim from the Isle of Man, which is just
off. Hello, how are you? Okay. How are you doing?
Here's a question for you. What was it like working on Big Top Pee-wee?
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Pro Physical Media. Big Top Pee-wee, that was amazing because it was in the beginning of my career. And they called me to Paramount, which is already crazy for someone that just got into town to go to a film studio as big as Paramount, they have security guard, and it's like the holy grail of filmmaking. And they said, we need a guy like Siegfried and Roy who can play Siegfried is the blonde one, right?
Yeah, I think so. Sounds right.
Well, one of them that looks the blonde one, so to speak. And then I kind of looked like it. so everything is cliche in Hollywood. And I walked in, I had the role, boom, like that. And I didn't know who Pee Wee Herman is, really.
I wouldn't back then.
I thought that's weird. But I found out quickly he's really talented comedian, and he was very famous. He couldn't go even on the street. He was that famous, you know, he got mobbed. And so suddenly there's Chris Christopherson, you know. Everybody that was in that movie actually became a big name. Benicio del Toro, Valeria Golino, Italian movie star, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And Penelope something. It was, you know, it was really great. Oh, Patrick Swayze came by visiting, you know. It was a really big budget movie. Yeah, there's Patrick Swayze doing, you know. Then Chris Christopherson, like, is a legend, you know.
Oh, yes, definitely.
And so I never forget it. He arrived one day and says, my kids are coming today. So he comes with a Suburban. And then I think 20 kids got out of their car. I'm telling you, it's the truth. I was like, how many kids fit in this car? And they're all different colors, and you know, he must have adopted like 100 kids. And I thought, well, what a cool guy, you know. Yeah, that was a really great experience because we shot in an actual circus.
Oh, right.
There was a lion tamer, and there was a real lion, and I'm like, oh, but I'm not a lion tamer. You know? And they leave me alone. They leave me alone with that lion too.
Okay, just to get to know each other.
And they said, now you take the whip, and you say no.
Right.
You know, and I thought, this lion's gonna eat me. Nothing happened.
Okay.
Oh, that was one of the best experiences I had in my life. Except that I was getting pretty close with the actress Valeria Golino, right?
Okay, yes.
And, yeah, it's really crazy. And someone took pictures of us holding hands and stuff, you know. Nothing ever happened. It was just, you know, I don't know. And then I come home, and I see all my suitcases on the street.
Okay.
Yeah, someone had sent these pictures to my girlfriend at the time. She kicked me out.
Oh, no.
And I thought, this is all for nothing because we never, you know.
Yeah, nothing happened.
Yeah. Just a little Hollywood trivia.
Yeah. Sasha and videos, awesome.
Oh,
thank you for all great flicks.
Yeah. Well, there.
Neil, thank you.
Hello, how are you?
Good afternoon.
I'd love to see Duck Interview. We should start a petition. I would really appreciate it because if I have one wish before I, you know, I don't want to say it, but in the film business, and also in the film business, you never retire. You know, if you you work till you're like old. But that would be one of my wishes. That's why I wrote the script. And I already gave it to the vice president of MGM, right? Personally, through a friend. And next thing I know, he was let go. You know, so it's not that easy, you know, to get that going because it's a bigger budget movie. Yeah, but never say no.
No, well, we will. We'll be here to support it. Yeah, so Dutch agrees. Great idea.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Anyway,
hashtag for you.
Thank you so much. I would do anything to get that going, and I think there's a very good chance eventually.
Okay.
Very good chance.
Okay. So yeah, I was going to ask you about No Retreat, No Surrender 2.
Yeah.
Is that your first martial arts film?
Yeah. Unbelievable story. How the hell can this even happen, right? So you get off the boat. It's like, I never forget, my parents said, you are insane. What makes you think you can make it in Hollywood, right? Look at you. You're just like a German kid, no English, no habla, nothing, right? And I thought, I don't know how this works, but I ended up going to Gold's Gym. This is really unbelievable. And I went straight to the manager and I said, I want to be an actor. And I'm like, okay, I could tell that everyone comes here and tells me.
Right.
But I got so lucky because Van Damme was in Thailand and something happened. He walked off. Boom. Yeah. So the producer and the writer, a woman, Pasadena, which is outside of LA. Back then, they still had phone books. And she said, I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to, wherever my finger lands, we're going to call there. And we're going to ask them if they know someone from Europe that is an athlete and a martial artist. So, because we lost Van Damme, right? And then she did this, and it was Gold's Gym. They called. We need an European martial artist. Do you have anybody? And they said, sure, he just joined. And I was on my way up there. Boom. And the moment I was wearing my father's Bavarian leather pants, you know, yeah, it's really crazy, and boots. I mean, like this really awesome, weird-looking outfit with muscle shirt and everything, long blonde hair. And then they saw me walking up to their house. It was actually in the house, the audition where she lived, and they just said, "There's that guy," without anything. I mean, I walked in, I had that role. And then Roy Horan, the producer, he said, "There's no way he's going to do the role. He can't do the splits and all that stuff." I couldn't speak English. It was, I don't know. But the one of the producers says, "No, he's going to do it." And I flew to Thailand. Like, no English,
right.
No English, nothing. I couldn't, I mean, my English was zero. And I had all this dialogue. It sounds horrible if I look at the tape. I don't even know how I did it, but I did it, you know. So, and I was no Van Damme, I tell you that.
Well, no, yeah. Well, you managed to pick Cynthia Rothrock off the floor with one hand, so that's a fair feat.
But I got to tell you, I found my calling on this movie. I mean, these are all Hong Kong fighters, best people in the world, you know. They looked at me like I'm poison, German oath. And I thought, I'd rather die on this movie before they laugh at me, you know. And then Wong Cheng Li, he trained me, that guy, Wong Cheng Li, legend. I stayed behind, they all left, you know. They left me behind, loser, can't do nothing. And he said, I'll train you, don't worry. And he trained me like Karate Kid. It was like the movies. And then with all the philosophies and everything, it's like, oh my God, I get it. And then it just clicked, you know. Because I'm an athlete, I can jump and kick really high, you know, all that stuff. So, boom, it just was my calling. I thought, this is what I do for the rest of my life. I love it. I want to beat up people, you know, and don't get hurt. But you do get hurt yourself a lot.
I was going to say, because, how do you not get hurt is the question.
It's less, I mean, an MMA fighter gets hurt way more than an actor.
Oh, yeah.
But they only fight 15 minutes. You know, we do this for 15 hours a day, times weeks. I had many professional fighters on the set, oh, this is tough.
Yeah, because you get dragged behind a car at one point as well, don't you?
Yeah,
is that you?
It's all not that difficult. That's easy stuff.
Okay.
Most of it is easy stuff. The hardest things are sometimes the easy things. You can get injured really bad if you fall through windows and end up with a glass in your stomach or something, you know.
Yeah.
The hardest things are when you have to fall down 10 stories or something. That is like, or flip a car, that type of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The rest you can calculate. I got knocked out several times, so that, well, you
know. Okay. Just on that film or in general?
No, only on film.
Only on film. Okay. Let's have a look. Oh, Ben Grimm's here. There's nothing crazy about loving Pee Wee.
There's nothing crazy about loving Pee Wee. I love Pee Wee to this day. And it's a legend, yes.
Yeah. Boy Wonders here. What's up, Dark Angel? Oh, sorry, what's up, everyone? Dark Angel's a cult classic.
Oh, wow.
I come in peace and you go in pieces.
Thank you, Boy Wonder. For me too, cult classic. This was so crazy when I was not, you know how it is, you don't know, you do all these movies and you're not aware of it because you don't know. And then literally years later, no matter where I went, I come in peace. It was crazy. I thought, oh wow, everyone seemed to see this. I've seen this, you know, because it had long legs.
Yeah.
It was an unbelievable time in my life, no matter where I went around the world. people seen it, you know.
Yeah,
And
I think it's the long hair, how tall
yeah.
you were, and your facial reactions when you're playing the alien. Like you smile when you get your drugs back and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was just so much fun. One thing, I smiled in the car with the explosion.
Oh yeah,
that was not voluntary. That was involuntary because it was such a dangerous stunt. I mean, whenever you're in a car with explosions, you're happy to survive it, right? And I was, for a moment, I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh my God, this worked out. And I did, all right. It worked out. And it was on camera. I'm like, oh,
it was.
I just smiled. And then I thought, well, yeah. I got rid of him like.
It's one of the things that's remembered is the aliens enjoying it just as much.
Oh yeah, the alien is human. I used to drive around in that outfit. Because you have a lot of time on the set, right?
Right.
So I got the picture car, and I just drove around with that. And people at the red light would look over, and they see me, and they go.
Yeah. Right. So you got Neil says loves Nova Sheet Nice Runner to rent it loads as a kid from the local video store.
You know, the local video stores, that's where it was. For me, the local video stores, that was it. I have one myself, right, where I lived, and it was just unbelievable. That was my favorite time because you could actually go in the store and you were holding this tape and you said, oh my God, I got the tape, you know, hopefully.
Oh yeah.
Right. And then I thought, okay, that's so great. But sometimes it was empty and they said, no, it's not here, you know, but I know you, I'm going to look, let me see if I have it somewhere, you know. And then if you got the tape, you're like, wow, thank you. And you're gone, boom. And then that's it. And then I remember my films were something, this is crazy, but I tell you the truth. So the movies, they're all like there. And I saw my film down there, you know. So I took my film and put it up there. I put it on Damme, I put it down there, you know, where you can... Oh, we had it, Jean-Claude, nothing, I love you, but you go back down here and I put my video here. I literally did that just for fun, you know. It was hands-on
self-promotion.
Oh, this was so great. It was unbelievable.
Because I was looking at some of your DVD covers where you're the main person on the picture, you topless doing something. It's not even you're not even the star of the film though. Sometimes you're front and center.
That was so frustrating. It was so frustrating for me. It's like, why am I? Damn, I'm not even the lead, you know. And then I'm see this on the cover, you know. And I thought, yeah, it's okay. I'm flattered, to be honest. You know what I mean? I thought, oh, this is pretty cool. That's how it was, you know.
Yeah.
I tell you, if I do a movie and I need a bad guy, right? I will take someone that is really like in top shape, possibly taller, bigger, really good looking. If I could have a bad guy, I make him really good looking because you wouldn't expect it, you know, like against type. So you shouldn't be afraid about the bad guy. You should really, you're only as good as the bad guy. If you can overcome someone bigger, better, smarter, that's good for you, you know. And I guess in a way I represented the muscles that I was and the hair. So this was like a threat, kind of, you know. The obvious thing we're going to put on the cover is the threat, you know.
So your first credit on IMDb is Dragnet, bodybuilder on Muscle Beach. Were you just there at the time, or?
No, that was all the way in the beginning, before anything ever started. You're in the gym, you're working out, and they say, "Hey guys, we need some people down on the beach who are willing to go put on a bathing suit and do this." You know? I'll do it. Oh, so we're all racing down there, and then there's cameras and everything, and that's really impressive for you. And next thing you know, there's Tom Hanks, you know, and Dan Aykroyd, and they're walking straight by me, and I'm like, "There's Tom Hanks," you know. I just want to say, "Hey, Tom," you know, feel like I know you. But so that was my first time I saw a movie star.
Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I mean, you don't know when you're not. So you're not an actor. You come to Hollywood. You're like a nobody, and then you see these people that you grew up with, right? Watching them. And
Yeah.
how is that even possible? That's so and so, and that's Arnold, and it's Stallone, and wow. In the beginning, that's just how it is. It's normal.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Sasha asks, any stories from the set of Puppet Master, The Littlest
Oh,
Reich?
yeah. Mr. Slessor. That film was crazy, was it not?
Yes, it was.
I had no idea it would be that crazy. One thing I would have explored that character a bit more. I loved having little Hitler on me. No, I mean, I thought that was ingenious, So you're like a regular guy, you kind of like get bitten by the bad guy, and you turn out to be, you become the puppet for Hitler, right? And I'm a German, Aryan kind of ish person. So I was in the beginning, I went to the director and I said, sorry, to the producer, Dallas, wonderful director and producer. And I said to him, wow, this is a great opportunity. I could just go Dark Angel on everybody with little Hitler on here, But the film wasn't about me, obviously. Yeah. Actors always think the film's about them. But so that I thought we missed a little bit of the opportunity there, that I could have killed like a ton of people, but it wasn't in the script, and a lot of people got killed in ways I've never seen anything like it. Very innovative, and wow. And you know what? That place was supposed to be haunted. It was so spooky. Right. Oh, my dressing room was one of those haunted rooms, and I thought, this can't be. It's like a movie in a movie, right? So they said, down the hallway, all the way at the end where no one is anymore, there's your dressing room. I'm like, I'm not going to go there. And I open up the room, right? And there is a lonely chair in the middle facing the window. And it looked like a horror movie. And I thought, why would I sit there? I'm just waiting for someone to slash me from behind, right? But sure thing, I sit there like this, And yeah, that was kind of tricky. That's kind of tricky.
Because where was that filmed?
In Dallas.
It was in Dallas. A whole lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The main actor, I like him, Thomas something. They were funny people.
Thomas Lennon, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Thomas Lennon.
Yeah, he's good.
He just has a good sense of humor. The way he does it is out there. So he was really good.
Yeah. So yeah, and you did Star Trek 6. You were a Klingon, so
yeah,
I guess you had a lot of time in makeup.
That was interesting because so we had to audition, but before we auditioned, we had to learn Klingonish. That's a language. Yeah. So I learned that. I auditioned. I got the role, and that was already a trip in itself because I grew up with Star Trek. So next thing you know, I'm there, and 4 makeup every day, 3:45 in the makeup chair. Next thing you know, you're Klingon. I mean, I grew up watching Klingons. I'm a Klingon myself. And then there's William Shatner. Hey, how you doing? And everybody Spock. I mean, everybody's there. And I walk around in the spaceship Enterprise in my free time. And I thought, I'm in the spaceship that I grew up watching. I'm in it.
Oh,
and
that'd be awesome.
It was really freaky, man. I mean, think about it. You walk around that ship, right?
Yeah.
And there's a Klingon. How closer can you get to that franchise?
Yeah.
It was just a small role, but to be part of that franchise, that was nice.
Yeah, it was the last film with all the old cast together.
And I met them all. It was amazing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they shot a lot of it out here in Vegas, in the Valley.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it looks. You wouldn't believe it. It looks like a planet on another, another universe.
Yeah, it's just an ice planet, isn't it? It's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's really amazing. Really amazing. So, Any stories from the puppet? Oh, we still at Puppet Master?
Oh, sorry, I can take that off. There you go. Okay. So yeah, quite a few men wanted to pick up Cynthia Rothrock in the early 90s.
Yes, and I did.
But then you shot her.
I got rid of her real fast. But let me tell you, Cynthia Rothrock is the bomb. The bomb. That is a woman. I've never met anyone like it. Right? So you would, no matter what you say, hey, do you want to really quickly go for a dive in a shark-infested water somewhere down in the Philippines? She says, yes, I will. That woman is not scared of anything. She'll do anything. I think she even started to climb the Mount Everest the other day.
Okay.
Latest I heard. Yeah, so that's the real deal. Cynthia is the real deal. The nicest person I ever met in my life. A full-fledged fighter. I mean, you have a movie with her that's just fun. Literally just fun. And we were like, kids. That's her first big movie, my first big movie. She was used to Hong Kong movies already. I wasn't. So
yeah.
At night, we all, you couldn't barely hold your toothbrush, because we got full contact and stuff. And she was already used to it. So I thought, wow, this girl is hardcore. And I admired her, It was really hot and miserable jungle, She wasn't complaining. Nobody was complaining, really. But Lauren Avedon, if I may say a couple of words, he was the lead.
Oh, yes.
He was such a great fighter. That was the first time I saw someone fight like that, Like the typical Taekwondo skilled performer. There's nothing the guy couldn't do,
Okay.
So
he was pretty nimble, wasn't he?
Yeah, very nimble. So that was good.
Yeah. Yeah, the alligators in No Retreat, No Surrender, were they just somewhere else completely and you were safe, or were they actually, they were there?
No. Oh, yeah. See, I don't remember. I remember now. They were somewhere else, right? And then they took fake ones who looked really real and pushed them around. And otherwise, I wouldn't have gone in the water.
No, I bet.
But when he clamped down on the foot, I don't know how they did it. I forgot. Maybe they went to the resort where they had them.
Yeah.
That was really well shot.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, this looked like the alligators were in there. I mean, the dummies were really good.
Okay, yeah. I'm surprised this hasn't come up yet, but I thought we looked like twins when it first opened. I couldn't tell which side. I should have grew my hair out a bit more.
Yeah, exactly. It's all in the hair.
Yeah, go on.
So, a few times in my career, over decades and decades, right, I was thinking, I want to be taken seriously. No more topless pictures. And I'm going to cut my hair, and I'm going to stop training, and I'm going to be the Liam Neeson of whatever, right?
Okay.
I tell you, man, the first time I did that, I went to the American film market, and the producers nearly started crying, saying, "What the hell have you done to yourself? How would you ever come up with something like that?" And then 10 years later, I did it again. I don't know why. And I went to Russia. I fly to Russia a lot to do promotions, and then I cut my hair short and was wearing these glasses. I wanted to be like, oh, that was an ice cold welcome for me there. So you kind of like stuck with that look in a way,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Yeah, and you can never stop training.
No, I bet.
I know you can't, because I never forget this. 2 times in my life, I was reminded of it. I was walking down in Bali at the beach, and some fisherman came up to me and he said, "Man, we were talking about you. You look like you used to work out."
Yeah, that's not nice.
Yeah, and I said, "Oh, that's good." And then I was sitting with Jesse Johnson, that director, in a coffee shop, and he said, "Hey, do you still have any muscles under that shirt?" You know, I had like a shirt on, you know, and I thought,
Yeah.
holy shit, it's all based on that. You know, it's like forever.
Yeah.
Like Arnold, forever. If people see Arnold, the first thing they say, he's not so big anymore. And I'm like, hello, it's old, you know.
Yeah. Mr. Universe is 40 something
Right.
years ago, so yeah.
Talking about big, right? So I was really big. Then I got to face Lou Ferrigno, the Hulk. Right?
Yeah.
And we were fighting together in cage, small role, small stuff, but interesting fight. And I was grabbing him like this, and I realized, oh my God, there's always someone bigger. He was big. Yeah. He was massive. Big, yeah. Amazing. And Ralph Miller, I don't know if you guys know Ralph Miller. He was in The Gladiator. So when he first arrived in Hollywood, he was still Mr. Universe, and he's like 6'7", and I'm only like 6'10".
Only.
Yeah. But he was a bit taller than me, and he was so big, and I said, "Oh my God, this is it! There's someone bigger than me. I'm going to be dethroned." You know, you were always afraid that someone would walk in and dethrone you because they're bigger. And I had so many people come to Gold's Gym from another country, running up straight to me and say, "How tall are you?" I said, "I'm an inch taller." And then I look, oh shit, it's all about, you know, bigger, more muscles and whatnot. But in the end, it isn't. Yeah, it's like you have to have a certain craft also. You know, like, what can you do with
it? Yeah, there you go. Ramon has ordered the VHS of Cage will be around soon.
Oh, okay. Ramon, okay. It's hope you like it. It was one of those old-fashioned films, and the cage fighting. I mean, it's nothing special. But for me, that was just interesting because I know Lou Ferrigno. I'm sorry, guys. And I was a reminder that that was the Hulk.
Yeah.
That I'm fighting here, you know. Yeah, I met so many interesting people over the years that came to Gold's and ended up in A movies, you know. Ender Banowski. I don't know if you guys know Ender Banowski. He's Chainsaw Massacre, the Leatherface, and he was in the program. He was in a lot of movies, you know. Paul Harbour. And I remember it's always a classic, right? So I'm in the gym and someone always goes tuck tuck tuck, and I turn around. It's usually a huge guy, and Andrew was one of them. Yeah, I'm gonna be in the movies, he said. I saw what you did. I'm going to be in the movies. I'm like, oh, good luck. And Andrew was one of them who made it.
Okay.
Yeah, he was like in the movies before he could finish the sentence. He was that good. You know, he ended up doing the movie with Bruce Willis, a big movie, Park or something. Yeah. He actually bumped me out of a movie with Charlie Sheen. He ended up taking the role away from me. So he became a serious opponent. And friend. It's not an opponent, you know. It's just another one that comes in with their muscles, and has a wonderful career. He's one of the few. Then there was another guy, Jeep. Jeep was a very big 6'6" bodybuilder, 370 pounds, and he was the bad guy in Batman.
Batman Robin.
Yes. Yeah. And we had many conversations where we were saying we are under this pressure to always be the biggest and baddest. You know, that it's a lot of work to stay. For me, not so much but he was like 370 pounds. There's a level above me where that's like, whoa. And,
yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
And he then eventually succumbed. He died because. Because of overuse of stuff, right? Yeah, so that's the dark side of Hollywood, the pressure of staying big, or, you know, that type. Interesting. I want to talk to Ramon about something. Oh, you're still there. Yeah.
Yep.
You said that you lost interest in the 90s, 95 and whatever, right? what happened is that everyone lost interest in the early 2000s. I was called in by my manager, agent, who also represents Arnold and Stallone and all these people, and he told me, "Your time is up. Goodbye, Matthias. Goodbye, Arnold. Goodbye, Stallone. You are going to be replaced by the Keanu Reeves, Brad Pitts, and Tobey Maguire." And I was like, "How's that even possible?" You know? And he said, "No, actually, I got fired. Yeah, like fired." And then he told the same to Arnold, and Arnold actually did fire him.
Right.
Well, you know, it's a bit bigger. He fires people. I got fired. And
Right.
yeah, long story short, it was true. You know, I was just telling this to my wife today. We were all decapitated at once. Stallone, Schwarzenegger, Van Damme, Steven Seagal, Richard Norton, Don Wilson, Cynthia Rothrock, Michael Dudikoff, David Bradley, on and on, gone. Stallone, gone. Arnold became governor for 8 years. Stallone started playing golf more. I'm literally, and then and then Keanu Reeves, Brad Pitt, all these people, they just got big. Spider-Man, name it, right? And that all ended in around 2008, I think, with Stallone creating Expendables, you know. And then The Rock came in with Scorpion King, and he reintroduced the big guys to the screen.
Yeah.
And then we slowly all started working.
That's good.
But we ended up, everyone ended up in Bulgaria or some foreign country doing movies for cents to the dollar, if you were lucky, you know. And then Expendables gave rebirth to Dolph. I mean, everybody that was involved. You know.
It was necessary. Yeah, because I made a video a few months back where I asked, did The Matrix kill off the action movies and take it in a completely different direction? Of course.
Yeah, it was interesting for me. I know all these people that are involved in this company, you know, that do Matrix and John Wick and everything, and they're really good. And Chad, his last name is so hard to say.
Yeah, I can never pronounce it, so yeah. You're right.
He was a stuntman. His first movie was Mission of Justice, one of my films. Yes. And he was one of the fighters in there. And he became a stuntman of Keanu. He was Keanu's stuntman, I heard. And he emerged with a group of other fighters, created a company, and then, you know, the rest is history.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they took it to a new level. Did you guys see Brad Pitt's movie yet?
Oh, Bullet Train.
Yeah, that's also done by that.
Yes.
One of those guys.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. Well, it's like over the top, you know. How you're going to compete with this, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like really costly.
It was, yeah, it looks expensive.
Yeah, to do this, you know, it's very stunt driven, but yet in a level that, I mean, hello, how are you going to do this? You know, 100 million minimum.
Yeah, definitely is a lot.
Yeah.
But, Patrick's here. Matthias Hues, a legend. He's from the States.
Thank you.
Ramon's got another question for you. What was it like working with Bolo Young? Was he a nice guy to
Yeah, I don't know. I think so. Bolo Young is not a communicator. He's really mysterious. He's Bolo Young. It's like, there's the guy from Enter the Dragon or something, you know?
Yeah.
That's him. And it's really him. And he doesn't say anything. So you think, whoa, that's the guy. How am I going to handle this? You know, there's no report.
No, I can see.
Really weird. And so I was very intimidated. I thought, how's that going to, you know, is he going to kill me or something? You know? But we ended up, I mean, it's really friendly to me. I'm just saying, very professional. And I was like, in awe that I'm like wrestling with him. And I'm like, that's Bolo Young, you know, he's hitting me. I was really happy. Yay. And I like that he's in shape, you know?
Oh, yeah. He was, because like you said, he was doing Enter the Dragon.
Wonderful man. Wonderful man. I've seen him over the years 1,000 times, and now his English is better, so he talks more, so it's really nice. I feel he also was older, but his career got cut short too. In that time, we were all. Sometimes I'm a bit sad because I was literally in such shape for so many years and stayed in shape, and it was suddenly over. And I kept working out and kept waiting and I kept waiting and I kept waiting. And I thought, eventually this is going to have to come around again, And then I got casted next to Rock to shoot Scorpion King. So, yeah. And I never forget this. I'm like, oh, that was easy. The director already interviewed me for The Mask and he casted me there, but then you had to take someone else. Like, it was a political decision. And I'm in my car, I'm driving home, I'm doing a movie with The Rock, it's all worth it. I'm still big. Let me show him. And then next thing you know, my phone rings in the car and it's the director saying, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I just got a call from the owner, Stacy Schneider, the head of the studio. I have to let you go. You know how politics are, Arnold gave it a call and his friend is going to play the role. And I thought, oh, shit. I was so upset because that was kind of like my way back in,
Yeah.
And so that was a missed out situation. And my goodbye present to not working for years was Gladiator. I wanted to be in Gladiator, and they were looking for one more Gladiator. And I hired a makeup artist. And I had all these scars made on, and this and that.
Okay.
And thought this is going to get me back out there, but I didn't get the role. It was already promised to someone else. I had no idea. It was actually Sven Olsen Thorsen that got the role. And it's okay. We're all friends. It's all good.
Okay.
But I'm saying, these were those last chances to still jump on some sort of a bus because the other one left the building.
Okay. Yeah. That's fine. But I can see you've got about 6 or 7 in post-production already. So,
oh yeah.
Still keeping busy.
No, I'm busy, but everything has changed. So these films are not. Some of them are good, but they are not the same. What can I say? So each time I do a movie now, right? I go to the set. And then it's coming to the action. I'm like, okay, this is what I do,
Okay.
For now, I can walk and talk pretty much like any other actor because I've been in it for 30 years, It's getting like to be a year or whatever. But I'm still out there to do this, And but we don't have any time. And okay, you got a half hour, or maybe let's just not shoot it. It's like the priority has changed, and I keep telling everybody, you have no idea. We used to shoot this that scene. We took a week to do, at least 3-4 days, and that's what made these people want to watch these films, If I do no matter what cowboy movie or whatever, add a little bit, give it a little bit, and no one gets it. They're all like, we have no time, we have no money. And later on, I know that's what people want to see. They want to see a good story, right? A reason why you're doing this, Good characters, but in the end, you want to see someone doing justice or something, or kill the bad guy in a really horrific way. He has it coming, So I'm also, my wife and I, we write screenplays, and we're very close to get our own movies off the ground, and they're all structured that way. They have a common theme where, just like John Wick, you shouldn't have done this. You've done it to the wrong person, and against all odds, I'm going to go get you. And every film that we do, someone in the audience will be able to identify with it because let's just say it's your kid that gets killed or murdered or kidnapped, or your wife gets murdered in front of you. Something has been taken from you that they shouldn't have done it. And that's the story. Always the storyline has to be very simple. All the successful movies, you don't have to explain the story. The story explains itself, and it's so simple. Like Taken, shouldn't have done it. The wrong gun, you know. Oh, you kidnapped my child. Oh, yeah, no, well, you'll see what happens now. You know, Holly Berry. What was that movie when they kidnapped her child and there was this huge car chase and everything? It was some. Anyway, it's always you're gonna get punished. You know.
Yeah, that's what it's like. Slasher Home Video says action movies aren't the same now. Producers need to realize that the effort comes from what on the screen. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It's in my opinion. I mean, I love action and I love everything, but I'm tired of seeing people doing fight after fight after fight and shootout if there's no motivation. You know what I mean? You have to really have the story with it, and it comes to a climax. And every action scene in itself has 3 acts. It's not just you telling. What I learned from the best people in the business, even a simple fight scene has 3 acts. You are having to tell a story, even if you slug it out. And the way you cover this, the way you go in on the face and the close-up and the wide shots and the master back on the eyes and this and that, there's a story to be told. You know, it's a personal thing. When someone fights someone, it's usually that's the last thing. I mean, who wants to fight? Right? So that is a very personal thing, you know.
Right.
And make it personal. Don't generically beat up people. The worst thing I can't stand it in movies, it hasn't even started yet, and this good guy is fighting 15 people. I don't even know why, and they have masks on them. Like, I'm not interested in you hammering 15 people away right off the bat if there is no motive to do so.
Sure.
Because I have no feelings for these people that you are fighting. You know what I mean? So filmmaking, like, it's story-driven. It's not popcorn. I mean, popcorn comes with it, right? But
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, were you ever asked to? Sorry, I'll ask that in a minute.
Yeah, I never got asked to be an X-Men.
Well, still making them. So.
Well, they got Dolph Lundgren. I wish I would be.
Well, if this next one's successful, they'll definitely make some more, won't they?
Yeah.
Right.
You find you can. Oh yeah. Oh, Cheetah. Yeah. I have Cheetah with you. I love this. I had no clue what I was doing before. Yeah, I just didn't know. I'm just a guy that comes from Germany, and then I ended up doing martial art movies, and then over the years, you suddenly, oh my God, it's like a curtain, and now it's for me the easiest thing in the world because I don't think about acting like other actors. I don't go to school. I don't think about it. I just react to. I learn my lines, so I don't have to think about what I say. I open my mouth, and I react to other people. I just react to it. Like I react to you. This is acting,
Yes.
It has to feel normal. Can't be like, whoa, like, oh, well, it's acting.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. The Kenjiro Sangarina. He rented Digital Man all the time and TC 2000 classics.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, Digital Man.
Yeah.
TC 2000. Even though Ramon didn't like it, I totally understand why Ramon doesn't like it. I get it. For me personally, every movie you do has a personal story attached to it. And so mine was that for one, it was really cold, and I met a girl there, Bobby Phillips, right? The actress Bobby Phillips, TC 2000.
Oh yeah.
And she was a wonderful actress, and it was kind of crazy because everyone wanted to date Bobby. She's the commodity of the set. Like, she's so amazing, and it ended up that we were gotten together. So for us, it was like a paid gig, like a vacation of the woman's novel or whatever, right? And but I have to say, I'm a huge fan of Billy Blanks and there were a lot of martial artists there, and I felt like, oh, this is so cool. These people are like brothers, you know. They're crafty, they know their stuff, and they all work together with, oh, we can do this, we can do that. So the atmosphere on the film was extremely friendly, camaraderie, warrior type, and that I liked. You know, it felt for real. Yeah, it felt for real. And Digital Man, that's a weird movie.
Yeah.
Kind of like back then, that was like the shit with the special effects because there weren't any. But now, for our standards, now it's not compatible any longer. So when you watch it, you think, oh my god, this looks almost hokey. But doing the movie was a lot of fun, you know.
It's
So
an epic uniform you wear, isn't it?
yeah, underneath I have a diving suit too, a full-fledged diving suit, the real one you go underwater with, and it's 117 degrees in the desert.
Yeah.
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 And I have no idea what yeah.
Yeah, I can see that because he's asking, well, the leaf blower's heavy that you're carrying around.
Yeah, it was all of it. It was insane. Hey, listen, there's a funny story about this movie. So this is crazy shit, but that's Hollywood making, right? This is really cool if I think of it. So there's this house that I'm supposed to use that gun and I shoot it and poof, it explodes. And that house was made out of wood and everything, really big. And I went in there. And then I see this guy who's been working in it for weeks at end to put the explosives everywhere. Okay. And I started talking to him, and he was German, and we ended up being friends. But then when I came out, a lot of people said, oh, this guy's crazy. He's known for blowing things up out of proportions. Like, this is going to be a cluster fuck for you. I mean, this is going to be dangerous, Matthias.
Okay.
And I thought, well, it's just another day. I don't care. So, but then I'm doing the scene. I'm holding that heavy gun, and I have to shoot at the house, and it's exploding. And then I realized, I looked around, and there's nobody here but me. Usually the camera is right next to you, right?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I saw all the cameras and all the crew had dug themselves into the ground. And there were fire trucks everywhere, and they were hiding behind another shed like half a mile away, hiding. Okay. And I said, and I literally already were rolling. And I said, stop, cut, which you don't do as an actor, but I didn't care. I thought, I'm going to die today. I said, this doesn't seem right. Why am I the only one? I'm not risking my life on this one. I have a bad feeling. And then the director, Phil Ross, he said, okay, I'll tell you what. I will come with you. I will take the chance, just like you, because, he's a tough guy, I guess. And he stood right there next to me, out of the frame of the camera, but in the same line. And that house exploded, man. And the door is like everything, wood, fire, nails, everything comes at me, like misses me by inches. You see it in the movie. You see.
Yeah, it's massive.
Yeah, that was for real, man. And I wasn't wrong. I said, I'm not gonna, what the hell. So sometimes you have to actually think. You can't always trust everybody. Many times people said, do this, do that, and I'm like, you sure about this? Because this looks really dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you made two films with Billy Blanks, isn't it? In '93, TC 2000 and Talons of the Eagle.
Yeah, Talons of the Eagle. Also, well, one of those movies. But Billy is amazing. And there's a scene at the end of the movie. He has an axe or something, and I'm driving away, and they say, you have to swing that axe right at him when he drives away. So he jumps on the car and swings that real axe through the window.
Oh, right, real axe, okay.
And I thought, that was really crazy. Whatever it was, it went straight through, and I'm like, why am I doing this? But you do it. Okay. You always end up doing it. It's crazy.
Yeah. Dutch Ramon. There was one movie Billy Blanks did that I loved and watched over and again. King of the Kickboxers. Okay.
Ramon, that was probably their best movie, hands down. That was like Mad Max on steroids with kickboxing. That was good. that cage and all that, right?
Yeah.
That was wow, amazing stuff. I watched it. I thought, wow, why am I not in this movie?
Yeah.
It was really good.
Okay, so yeah. Oh, just after you've done Dark Angel 2, we need a
Oh,
Digital
yeah.
Man 2. There you go.
Oh, thank you so much. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Listen, the guy that is the producer of this, he moved to Bulgaria, and he runs a studio in Bulgaria, a very big film studio called UFO.
Okay.
I'll give you your phone number.
Send him some cash. I'll get the film rolling.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Because you've done some films with Mark Dacascos, haven't you? Yeah.
Yeah, great guy.
Yeah, you have some good chemistry together.
Yeah, I mean, I want to do more with him.
That'd be great.
Oh, he's just so funny, this man. He's just a comedian. I don't know if you've seen Maximum Impact.
Yes.
Yeah, it gives you a bit of an idea of the spectrum he can deliver with all his things, you know. Most of it was cut out, I have to say. Yeah, we had a lot of scenes together, and we had a lot of fun with it, and it didn't make it to the screen. So yeah, he's amazing. He's a really good actor, fighter, good human being. And, what a great guy.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounded like you had a lot of fun, at least anyway. Okay. Right. Let's see what the hour mark. So if you don't mind, we'll see if anyone wants to pop on to ask you in person.
Yeah.
So, okay, if I have the link, that might help. 1 second. So yeah, if anyone wants to pop on and speak to Matthias in person, I will put the link in the chat and we'll have you one at a time. Let's see. Answer this from Slasher while we wait.
Yeah. Have you seen an uptick in royalties since Vinegar Syndrome released Jesus 2012? I was wondering. No, none. None.
Okay.
The reason being it was shut in Canada, non-union.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My fault. There were a lot of movies we did non-union because you need to stay busy, and then you get no royalties. That's it. You make a decision to go to another country to shoot a movie. That's on your own. So you miss out on a lot of money later on. Yeah. Interesting. I will call Vinegar Syndrome.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Send them an
email.
You
know, I was wondering.
Yeah. Yeah, it's criminal. Yeah. Sorry to hear that. Yeah.
Oh, no, it's okay. Yeah. It's how it is.
So yeah. You were another Van Damme sequel, a Van Damme-less sequel, weren't you?
Yeah. A lot of fun to shoot. That's all I can say. None of us was Van Damme. I mean, I got to be Tong Po, Michel Cussy.
Yeah.
Kerry Tagava. Sasha Mitchell is a great guy. He's now a big bodybuilder too.
Was he?
No, he is. No, now he is.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say because he's quite slim and.
Yeah, but now
he's.
He went on to do more, right?
He's done it. Did he do the? I can lose track of how many there are.
And Benny the Jet, Benny Akitas trained us.
Okay.
That was really interesting. He's like old school, you know. He really makes you work for your money.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we had what's his name again? The most famous stuntman in Hollywood that choked out Steven Seagal. You know, I just want to get a name.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank now. I know who you mean, though. Yeah.
Yeah. So he choked. I mean, he does the same with me. And he said if he's going to take me to the ground, and if I can escape his chokehold, he's going to pay me $10,000. You know.
Okay.
And I thought Jean LaBelle. Gina.
That's it. Thank you.
And he was already 70, and I'm, I thought there's no way, no one on this planet, so to speak, cocky young man me, will be able to keep me on the ground, And he said, "I'll pay you $10,000." I said, "I'll do it. I'll do it." I want the 10 grand, and but I learned my lesson really fast.
Okay.
There was no way you can escape this lock hole, and he said, I could have easily, put you to sleep and make you shit in your pants. But I said, "Why didn't you do it?" He said, "Well, because I kind of like you." So I was lucky.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was embarrassing. But he was,
Right.
oh man, he was so cool. He was like my idol, he was 30 years older. He was in top shape. He was in way better shape than me. You know what I mean? He's like, he taught us to, so all they do, we wrestle on the floor, and it's good for your endurance and, all kinds of, you learn how to move and this and that. And I had so much respect for an older man being such a amazing, powerful man, So it's like, wow, humbles you, When you're young, you need to get humbled. Benny the Jet humbled me. They all humble you, Jimmy Nicholson, who did the Rocky movies, he did the Fist Fighter with me. He humbled me like the first day. He split my lip right off, boom. And every day he split my lip again.
Okay. I guess.
No, these are those little lessons, He wanted me to become a better boxer. So if I didn't, he split my lip, and I'm like,
okay,
split again. And then he called me a girly man because I had long blonde hair, and he tortured me every day, old school. And after a while, that when I had more skills, then we fought for real. I went for him in front of the whole team.
Okay.
We started beating each other up, because I had it. But he did all this on purpose to make me a better fighter.
Okay. Oh,
yeah. I mean, it's so cool. Like, we live in a movie, doing movies, living in a movie, doing a movie. Do you know what I mean? It's like your own Karate Kid all the time. You are blessed to have these people that are the best in the world teach you lessons you would never get to learn from others. And they have to teach it really fast, on a crash course, And those little things, they make you go, oh, I get it. Oh, now I see, This is really interesting to me.
Okay, yeah. Okay, Patrick's here. We'll add him on, and he can ask his question. Hello, Patrick.
Patrick, how are you?
How are you? Matthias, honored to meet you. Big fan. I watched everything in the 90s that you did.
Oh, you did? Yeah. Oh, thanks, Patrick.
I'm insanely jealous of Gareth.
Oh, well, you're right now.
Yeah, you're here now as well. So,
I just gotta say congratulations to Gareth for getting you on, and very gracious of you to come on and talk to us.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Patrick. Patrick, where are you located right now?
I'm in Michigan.
Oh, you're in Michigan. Wow.
Michigan.
Yeah. How's the weather there?
It's beautiful. It's 80 degrees. It's beautiful. I wanted to qualify my question to you. I'm glad I got to do this. I wanted to qualify my question to you about the acting part. Is because what I meant by, about is your acting better? Because I've noticed that a lot of the older action stars, they're actually better now, acting wise. I mean, I love watching Dolph Lundgren. I mean, he has turned from a guy who was known for Rocky and muscles.
Yes.
He is actually a very strong actor.
I think you're right. I noticed this too. I'm part of that group, so I know all of them personally, right? And we all started out barely walking and talking, right? And I have not seen anyone that has not progressed. We're all like athletes. I mean, we don't even belong onto the screen. It's kind of a fluke we ended up there. And over time, it takes a long time. You have to understand it better, and age really helps you. Becoming a man and paying more attention, leaving your muscles at home, your ego. You know what I mean? It's not about in the beginning you probably like all the attention, but eventually Hollywood is so hard on you. You know, if you don't know your stuff, you're out, you're gone. I mean, you can't count on your muscles. I mean, all of us walk hunched over sooner or later. You know,
Right.
Even Arnold, right?
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, you know, a lot of people mention Arnold Schwarzenegger and or Jackie Chan or what have you, and I just look at it now, going like, as far as acting goes, I look at like Arnold. The best thing I've seen him do has been he did a movie called Maggie. He was outstanding.
Yeah.
He was outstanding in that.
Yeah, and that happened. That happened later in his career. Arnold is now a character actor, believe it or not. Right? He can do anything. He's done lately. His movies are way better. Way better. I mean, I always liked Arnold because he's Arnold. He has a certain way of. He's just a personality. But now I like him. I like older man. He mostly doesn't shave. He's rough. He doesn't care how he looks like. You know what I mean? The moment you stop caring how you look like, you become more in touch with yourself and with the acting. Right. It makes sense. And Dolph is much better. Many of my colleagues, Ralph Möller, I don't know if you know him from Gladiator, he couldn't string a sentence together. Now he's like really funny and good. Everyone suddenly, Van Damme. You know, Van Damme really went through a lot of shit in his life, I guess. Ups and downs. He's always famous, no doubt. But I'm saying he reinvented himself with this movie, JC. You know,
he did.
He did.
I thought he did a great job, and you know, a lot of it, you know, a lot of the action stars, you know, one of the things they don't, you know, like they don't want to show themselves being beaten up or killed on screen. But now I saw Van Damme. He did a movie called Swelter. He was really good in that, but his character doesn't make it through. You know, and it's like back in the old days, he'd be the top dog. But here, he was just part of the cog, and he was happy to be there. And the acting was really good. And that's what I meant by asking you about that question. You know, it's like, do you find yourself a better actor now than you were during the, you know, when your early years?
Yeah, I had no idea what was I doing early. And I write scripts now, you know. So when you write scripts, that's the technical part of a film. And you have to, like any craft, no matter what you do, you have to know all of it. You have to really have interest in it. So I was dethroned in the year 2000. For years, I had nothing to do. So all I did was reading scripts, writing scripts, and suddenly I'm like, oh man, I get it. The language. I'm a German, right? So my words can't arrive unless I give them a certain tonation. You know what I mean? It's like. You learn that, you become more American, and it's in Germany acting is different completely, right? Every country is different, so it takes a lot of homework, especially if you're a foreigner, to make that stick. You know, here I throw you the word, and you have to get it. You know, it's like a process. You have to grow into it. You grow into it. You know?
Yeah, screenwriting is not easy. I mean, that's I've talked to a couple of actors, and you know, that's one of the things they say. You know, those that you know that do writing, they say that screenwriting is it's the hardest part because it's like it's so different. You know, it's not like writing a story. You have to write like what people say, how they're saying it, and you know, it's not everybody can do it. I mean, some try, but they all can't do it.
It's very technical. The way you describe things, there's a rule and regulations in the writing world that if you don't know it, in Hollywood, they will close that script in 2 seconds. So you have to learn that. You know, you have to. One of the best writers is Quentin Tarantino, believe it or not. So he's also self-taught. He watches all these movies, but he's incredible. I read his scripts and I thought, this is script writing. You know. Yeah, I guess it's like acting. You either have a knack for it or you don't, right?
Well, I think Tarantino. I think he walks a very fine line between plagiarism and, you know, anything else. I don't think he's a very good writer at all.
I think his writing. So when you read his scripts, it's very colorful. Meaning,
colorful.
Let me tell you, it's plagiarism. That's his thing. You know what? Because he worked in a video store, so he's putting a new spin on old stuff. I have many friends who do that, and I'm always thinking, why are you not inventing your own stuff?
Yeah, I could understand. I'm personally, between you and me, Matthias, I don't understand. I don't understand him. But to me, he's only made 2 good movies, and original movies, and even the one that no, actually, he really hasn't done anything wholly his own. Like he's thought of, which I think a lot of screenwriters, they do come up with their own ideas and their own words. I just think someone like Tarantino.
It's
I think
what you're saying.
it's a little hype job for him. I mean, everybody hypes up on him, but if you take a really hard look at his films, I mean, his dialogue is snappy, but he ain't no David Mamet. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
because he was working in a video store. So
yeah.
Oh, by the way, it's very difficult. I know a lot of people that know films very well because they watched every movie on the planet, and but to do a movie is very difficult.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
It's very difficult.
Thank you, Patrick.
It's
We'll let Jeff on now.
All right. Yeah.
So nice to talk to you. Thank you.
Yeah.
You rock. Thank you, sir. Thank you for
All right.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
See you later. I'm gonna bring Jeff on. Bye. All right. Jeff,
Am I on?
how are you, sir?
Yes.
Hey, Jeff, how are
Hi,
you?
Gareth. Hi, Matthias. How are you?
Good. How are you? Where are you located, Jeff?
The Netherlands.
Oh, you're in Holland. Yes.
Yes, exactly. I speak a little bit of German.
Yeah.
Ein kleines bisschen.
Ein kleines bisschen, yeah. When I watch Dutch movies, which a lot of good Dutch movies they have, right?
Oh, yeah?
Years, yeah. I'm like, holy shit, that's so close. There's some German words in there. There's English
Yeah,
words.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah. The Dutch do good stuff. I'm telling you.
Thank you.
Yeah. There's a couple of good TV series I saw on Netflix, and I thought, man, these Europeans are getting better and better.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say quickly, it's an honor to meet you first and foremost.
Oh, thank you, Jeff.
Gareth, congratulations for having Matthias on the show.
Yeah, that's very good.
I think it's really great. And if it's okay, I have 2 questions. I don't know if it's okay.
Oh, go on.
I can stick to one. But if I can, 2.
Let's see.
I don't know, Gareth. Did you put the question up that I had in the chat, or?
I haven't put it up yet, but you can ask
then,
it.
then I'm gonna ask that one. Matthias, what is your favorite scene of all the films that you did in the film?
Oh, that's a very good question. There's some movies that we have not talked about. You know, like one was Alone in the Woods, which was a comedy. There was a couple of funny scenes that I had. For me, it was the first time I could do a little bit slapstick comedy type of things. You know, that was interesting. Then, of course, the action in I Come in Peace. My favorite scene was literally running over the cars.
That was a great one.
Yeah, because that you're like alive in that moment, and we'll never do this again. You will never do that again. And so those 2 things. I mean, there's so many. I mean, Age of Treason. That was a TV series I did in Tunisia. I got to be a Roman gladiator, and suddenly you're in an actual elevator, and there's lions and everything, and they pull you up. And you land in the arena. That was a real arena.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You think you are a gladiator because it's you're dressed like one. They're pulling you up with this thing with the hands, and then you go in the arena, and all these people are screaming and stuff. So yeah, that's so trippy because that's acting. You're becoming another person.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just did several cowboy movies. And I swear to God, man, the moment I'm sitting on that horse in my outfit in Montana, I'm a cowboy.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, I love westerns, so I would look forward to watching those films.
Oh yeah,
I like westerns. Yeah.
Oh, good. I did 3 now.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm planning on doing a 4th one, which is more like Bud Spencer, Terence Hill type.
Ah, okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of action, a lot of slapstick, a lot of fun, easygoing, beating up
Okay.
tons of people.
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing those films then.
Yeah,
Oh,
thank
yeah.
you. The one we want to shoot this year is called Kinski.
Kinski.
Yeah, because Kinski was one of my heroes when I grew up.
I
And
love Klaus Kinski.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was the craziest actor of all times.
he was.
That is true.
Yeah, he's nuts. But so I'm going to dedicate this to Kinski, and my wife wrote the script, and it's called Kinski. It's a western.
Oh,
Yeah,
that is
and
cool.
I put
Yeah.
some elements in it from the Terence Hill Bud Spencer type area. So yeah, well, we'll see if people like it. Hopefully, I'm sure they
Yeah.
will. Because this is a lot of action.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely good. Have a look at that. Right. Got a second one there, Jeff?
Yeah, so my second one. So my favorite action star of all time is Sylvester Stallone. I
Yes.
like him more than Arnold, more than your Seagal, your Van Damme's, whoever.
Yeah,
Um,
I have to say I do too.
yeah, because I think Stallone, he adds the vulnerability to his characters. He
Yes.
gets hit in films, he takes punches, everything. So that's why. Stallone's inspiration for getting into acting, for getting a body like he did, was Steve Reeves in Hercules.
Right.
And I was going to ask you, what was your inspiration for really getting the muscles and saying, I'm going to go to Hollywood to try to have an acting career?
Okay, so I grew up in the dungeon with the weights when I was little already, and they had all these posters from Arnold, Franco Columbu,
Mm-hmm.
the bodybuilders, and I wanted to look like them, but I didn't think about movies, So I have to say, it's really Sylvester Stallone related. I saw Rocky IV in the movie theater, and I saw Dolph Lundgren, and I owned a gym at that time, and I looked at the screen and I thought, okay, I'm selling my gym. I'm going to Hollywood, and I think 2 weeks later I was in Hollywood. Yeah, because
Okay.
there was nobody like Dolph, and I want to come back to Sylvester Stallone, right? So the reason I'm totally agree with you is that Sylvester Stallone was smart enough to take someone like Dolph Lundgren out of 8,000 people on this planet who was physically godlike and looked like 10 feet tall. And I must give so much credit to Sylvester Stallone for being smart enough to be the underdog that fights the impossible and wins. And he has done that since Rocky 1. And I have so many friends in the action business who don't get it. You need to get beaten up, humiliated, destroyed, spit on, and then you have to somehow figure out how you're going to get out of this, overcome everything, and then against all odds. And Stallone, I can relate with more to anybody because he's not a pretty boy. It's easy to be Chris Hemsworth. You know what I mean? It's so easy to be him. Hello. But you know what I mean? Sylvester Stallone's like Jean-Paul Belmondo in a way, So it's like that he had to fight really hard to do something. And he's for real. There's not a person on this planet who cannot identify with Sylvester Stallone being Rocky.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Because
I
Rocky, he was the everyman. He was, yes, he had the muscles. Yes, he could fight, but he was also so relatable because he was the everyman. Yeah.
And if you think about it, Jeff, he didn't start out being ripped and tan and oiled up. He started out like a butcher.
Yeah.
A little overweight, not so sophisticated, talking like this with a hat on. And that's the cleverness of his entire franchise. He knew that every star in the world reaches a point where he becomes a caricature of himself, and hence he's going to lose it because he cut off the ties where he's from. And in the Rocky 3 and 4, he was rich, he was famous, he drives a Ferrari, he has the toys, and he's bound to lose.
Yeah,
that's like a real story, and he's so smart to gradually get us to follow him into this path of humiliation, and then oh my god, and I lost my best friend and this and that, right? And now grief and all that. So pretty smart.
Yeah, that's actually one of the reasons why I really like Rocky 5, because that's a film where he lost all his money and everything, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like that film, but I like it because yes, you had Rocky and Rocky 3, 4. He was on top of the world.
Where do you go
at some point, at some point, there's a fall from grace, and that was Rocky 5. Yeah.
Look at Mike Tyson. You know, I mean,
yeah.
he's just the most popular one, but there's many stories of people like real Rocky people who had it all, who lost it all, and then you just have to figure it out. And you get older, you get weaker, your body goes to shit. I love it. Stallone to this day, he's still a warrior, man. He's 70-some years old. He's
75, 76 now.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
He's always in a good mood. Who doesn't want to be his friend?
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta love Sly. Yeah, he's my favorite.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wish I want to work with him one day. My wife knows his wife. And, they both modeled together, you know, in the 80s. And we were always saying, I hope I get to work with Stallone one day.
That'd be nice.
You just never know, you know. He's got Dolph, you know, so I'm similar to Dolphish because I'm from Europe and tall, the same size, same everything. So I'm not that interesting for him for the franchise. You know?
Yeah, apparently he has a falling out with Dolph now, so maybe you're in luck.
Yeah, I know, but he is not necessarily going to replace him with someone else because that's really that's true. What's going on? If that's true, what's going on? I understand it.
Yeah, it's something to do with the Rocky rights, and then people want to make a Drago film. And apparently, Sly thinks that Dolph double-crossed Sly because Dolph apparently agreed to do it. But
I don't know if that's true or not. So.
Yeah,
I don't either. Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks, Jeff.
All right, Jeff.
Yeah, Garrett. I was just gonna say I'm gonna get the hell out of here. I'm gonna get something to eat.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me on. Thank you, Matthias, for being here. Being a good sport.
Thank you for asking.
No problem, Jeff.
Thank you.
Goodbye, everyone.
All right. Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
Let's see. Can I have a Diet Coke real quick? Yeah. Oh, thanks. Sorry about this.
No. Do you want to carry on or?
No. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yep. Okay. If you've got time. Okay. Where are we going? Kelly.
Hi. Oh, thank you so much.
Love Dark Angels.
Kelly.
I think you have to import it on Blu-ray in this country, I think. The Blu-ray for Dark Angel, I don't think it's...
Yeah, you know, the Blu-ray is out in France, right?
Yeah, I think it's not in the UK for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why it's only in France, but it's probably going to come to the UK too. And I did a forward for it and all that stuff. So did Dolph. They interviewed us.
Okay.
And Kelly, thank you. That was my favorite movie.
Why is it I Come in Peace in the US and Dark Angel in the UK?
Because Dark Angel was a name that was already taken in the United States, so legally they couldn't use it. But in Europe they could. There's different rules and regulations, so they called it Dark Angel there, and in America they just said I Come in Peace, as it was in the script. You know?
Okay.
Remember that's it.
Yeah. Have you done any canon movies offered any canon movies in the past?
No, but I have a good story.
Okay.
That's crazy how life is, right? So I finally get a meeting. With Canon. Who's the owner?
Golem Globus?
Menachem Golan. So I'm sitting there with Menachem Golan in his office, and I'm like, that's it. I said to him, I want to be part of this family, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
And he was listening. Next thing you know, people come in and take his desk away and the furniture. And I'm like, what's going on? And the company was finished.
Oh.
And I finally got a meeting with the company that was finished. And that was it. I never seen him again till about 25 years later. I'm in Uzbekistan, and I'm at a press conference with the princess, the daughter of the president, and we were all film people, and I wanted to do an action movie in Uzbekistan. I wrote a script for it, so I rush towards the stage where she is with all her bodyguards and everything with my script in it, and I see this man running also, and he's surpassing me, and I'm like, oh shit, and it was Menachem Golem, also a script in his hand, so to speak.
Okay.
It was really funny, but then I saw him there again. But he was one of the best producers in the 80s. He started it all. He started it all. And I did audition for He-Man in the beginning, I remember. I think they wanted to do another one without Dolph, and they got pretty close, but apparently they didn't do it. So
No.
yeah.
It fell through, didn't it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Luke Reviews is here. Brill film, Matthias. Dark Angels. It was fantastic.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. For me to that day.
I'm way behind now. Let's see.
Do you want to turn on the air conditioning? You can, because you must be. Sorry, I had turned off the air conditioning because it's so noisy.
That's fine. Yeah. There we go. Oh, Slash has got to go, but yeah, take care. You're a legend, apparently. Well, you're a legend, or I'm a legend. One of them.
One of us is the legend. Slash our home videos. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you take care. All right. Okay. So, do you like playing bad guys? Is that more fun, or?
Yeah, I can play anything really.
Yeah, because like you said, you've been in the comedy. Do you like the slapstick comedy?
Not so much. No. I mean, I'd like to play the Pink Panther or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with the French accent, you know.
Well, yes.
Yeah, I mean, come on. So you never know. I mean, I like physical slapstick, but it's a very difficult subject.
It is, yeah.
And backfire really fast.
Yeah. So you were in an episode of Power Rangers, I believe.
Yes, Power Rangers. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a very interesting thing, I must say. You know? It's like whenever you're part of something that is so long or like legendary, or and then suddenly you are part of the Power Rangers, and they actually wanted to take my character as a regular.
Oh.
But then they didn't. You know, so many things were supposed to be, and then they didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shame.
Like your whole career is supposed to be, and then you didn't, and then you do. You can write an entire book on actors who almost and then didn't, but someone else did. Meaning, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to do it, then I'll do it, and then I suddenly have the Oscar.
Yeah.
Like I turned down a movie with Angelina Jolie, Cyborg.
Oh yes, she was.
And yeah. And later on, she became so famous, and I'm like, oh, hello, should have done this. You know, we could have been friends. We could have been friends now.
Because you've done some video games as well, some voiceover work.
Wolfenstein.
Yes,
that's a whole new different experience. Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah, because you have about 600 cameras everywhere, and then you have the cameras on your face and on the guts.
Oh, it wasn't just voice work; it was actual animation you were doing. Mm-hmm. Okay,
it's really interesting.
Yeah.
There's a whole world I didn't know exists. It's animation. It's a very complicated world. It's like a play in an empty room. You reenact all these things you can't see. When you watch the video game, you're like, wow. And your face looks different.
Right.
You know, I mean, they use your face and all this, but then they put another face on it later.
Okay.
Yeah. Like Call of Duty, all these people, you wouldn't recognize them in real life, but on the game, they look like people, but they don't look like the people who actually do it.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. So are you a soccer fan?
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Because you've played a soccer player in what was it? Green Street Hooligans 2, apparently.
oh, Hooligans, yeah. That was a good movie, Hooligans, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The first one. The first one was unreal. I mean, that was one of the best films I've seen in a long time.
It's very
And yeah, nothing against Hooligans 2, but Hooligans 1, that was really, really good. English movie. I loved it. I like English. I want to do a movie in England eventually.
Well, yeah, because it's set in a British prison, but it was filmed in California.
Hooligan 2 was.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really in it. I mean, it was only a little bit.
Yeah, it's just a football player, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to think. Is there a film where you haven't been topless in?
Oh yeah, in my last movies.
Okay.
Oh, the cowboy.
The cowboy, I guess. Okay. Because I noticed like when you.
But you do see the muscles. But you do
the
see
muscles are out. How would you rate my muscles? How would you rate that? Look at that.
About a 4.
Well, out of what, 100?
Yeah, it's a lot of work to keep up those muscles.
I bet, yeah.
Yeah.
So, have you ever met Mickey Rourke?
Yeah, no. Yes and no.
Yes, I know.
Obviously, I see everybody all the time, and he works at a Gold's Gym.
Okay.
And I see him in the coffee shops and the places we hang out, but we never talked. I'm a fan of Mickey Rourke. Kind of. I had many movie stars come up to me and talk to me, and but he never did. I don't know. I don't know why. The rumor is interesting story. That's just a rumor, but he was dating someone at Gold's Gym that was also working on a Gold's Gym with him, and then she ended up going out with someone that looked pretty much like me.
Okay.
The rumor is that he thought it was me.
Okay.
It wasn't me. So if that's true, I can understand why he never talked to me.
Yeah.
But I never done anything. I mean, he knows now it wasn't me. But long story short, I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to list of people you've been fighting with, like Dolph Lundgren, Sasha Mitchell, Bolo Young, Don Wilson, Jeff Wincott, Billy Blanks, Lorenzo Lamas, Mark Scott, and many more.
Yeah, and many more. Yeah, all of them great. What can I say? Yeah, it was interesting. It was so different.
Yeah. What's your you're a black belt, are you, or what level of martial arts and practice?
No. I just practice. It's like I started out with Taekwondo, Judo, Taekwondo, and then I'm not a belt person. I never was interested. I just don't care. I literally don't care. I went to boxing. I went to cage fighting a little bit. All that stuff. So over the years, you just acquire all of that, and I never had interest in being a professional martial artist, to be honest. And now I just fell into it, and I'm like, oh, this is what I do. I like it. So let's do boxing. Oh, let's do this. Let's do that. And I always had the best trainers. And let's do Kempo a little bit.
Okay.
So over the years, you get to touch it all, and you think, oh, this is so cool. For me personally, MMA is where it's at. So,
yeah, I can see that.
That's the best. That's the real fighting, because that's real. Like, you can't escape it. I mean, if you're in the cage, it's different. Everything goes.
Yeah.
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 I
don't know.
mean, Aikido, all these martial arts are fantastic, but when it comes to really fighting, you have to know a lot of things, combination of things in order to survive that fight. You have to have a lot of endurance, and you got to be good on the ground. It's not like in a lot of scenarios you always see people show you like a technique, and then the person you show the technique on always more or less stands there. But in a real fight, the people come at you. It goes so fast. It goes so fast. It's like boom, 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 like whoa, and you get knocked out so fast.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's the biggest difference between a stage fight and a film? It's like 10 minutes. And then...
in seconds it's over.
As Noss says, belt is only good for holding up trousers.
That's so true. Yeah, I mean, I admire people for the technicality.
Yeah, they can do it.
I tell you that. Good luck getting into the splits.
Did try once, it didn't end well. Have you ever met Van Damme?
Oh yeah, many times. Very nice guy. Very nice man. Always polite, always friendly, always smiling.
Okay.
Always has something good to say. And I like Van Damme. He is a survivor. He's a self-made man. He came from nothing. He became a movie star. And he entertained so many people in his lifetime, and is still doing it. So I love Van Damme. Good man. Yeah. I'm the same age like him. We come from Europe. I can really level with that. I have the same feeling in my soul like he has. We are Europeans. We went to Hollywood. We wanted to make it. We had a lot of ups and downs, and fight goes on.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Who else? Ramon again. Read somewhere that if you had to do life, how you pursue a career in cage fighting. Is that?
I would, yeah. Ramon,
okay.
And I mean, not anymore because I'm too old. When I was younger. So when I was younger, my first thing I did when I went to Hollywood, I became a wrestler. I was a wrestler. I went to wrestling school, but they didn't have MMA, so that was the next physical thing. And then I realized, no, I'm going straight to the movies. Yeah, I could tell the difference. I could see Korean wrestling, thousands of people versus millions of people seeing your movies. I thought, okay, no, we're going straight to movies. The wrestling is amazing. So, man, I got to tell you, these guys are full-blown athletes, very hard work. I admire every single wrestler.
Yeah, because it's hard work. Yeah, because Jet Source, I also said you could have been.
You know what? I don't think I could have done the wrestler. The wrestler only worked with Mickey Rourke because I wasn't ready when you shot it. I wasn't who I am now, and it's a very personal movie for Mickey Rourke, and he was at the right place at the right time, and I could have never pulled this up. It's just that's Mickey's movie. Yeah, just because that's his movie. I mean, Mickey deserves. He had such a great character in that. So much suffering and so much heart and so much desperation. Wow, that's only Mickey. A lot of times you bring your life into the movies. And
yes.
Yeah, that was Mickey's life. I think kind of like it's not his life, but he could portray his life better than I could. That's for sure.
Yeah, I thought worked with JCVD with Van Damme.
Yeah. I have other things I can do. Everyone has their own things. It has to be you, really.
All right. 2 questions about Cobra Kai. Have you watched the TV series?
No, I saw the trailer. I'm really excited that Martin Kove is in it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
I know Martin Kove really well. It's like weird, we ended up doing all these movies together in the 90s and 80s, and he had so much potential, and I was like, oh, here we are in these B movies, wonder how we ever get out of this, so to speak,
Yeah.
And he did. He got that show, rightfully so, and it changes your life. It does changes your life. Something like this changes your life. It's unbelievable how Hollywood can change your life with a great project. So now Martin Kove is on another planet,
Yes.
because it's the big audience again, and it's that's Hollywood. You can be in the basement, and the next thing you know, you're in the penthouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a good project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay, we'll start to wrap this up if that's okay with you.
Yeah, sure.
Just see if the last question has come through. But in the meantime, I'd like to thank you for joining me. It's been a pleasure.
You know what, Garrett? That was really great, and I'm so happy so many people tuned in.
Yeah, everyone's
That is fantastic. You have a great network, and in the end, this is what filmmaking is all about: is sharing it with you guys. There's so many stories, and I wrote a book about it, Shirtless in Hollywood, as you see it in the background.
Yeah, the link.
There's so many stories,
Yeah.
There's so much that I would like to share with everybody, because it's such an unusual life. So hard to get there, to stay there. There's so many anecdotes. I can tell you stories over and over. You wouldn't believe it. How my colleagues, how we, how you're a doorman, and the next thing you know, the guy's getting an Oscar. I mean, it's like we are all gold diggers, and one has suddenly the nugget and say, "Oh my God," or the opposite. It's just so interesting. Yeah, you can write a book about it.
Yeah.
Oh,
And there it is. So it's on Amazon. The link is in the description. So check that out.
Are you going to put this on YouTube or something?
Yeah. So I'll send you a link, and then you can share it or do whatever you want. Complain.
Do you want me to leave a comment?
You can. Oh, that would be lovely.
I can leave a comment.
But as Dutch says, you should be very proud of your film.
Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. Yeah. And thank you. Thank you for saying that. You forget it sometimes. This was the world we were in at that time, and I prefer those movies over some other movies now. That was hard work.
I was going to say follow up on that, because I've been watching a lot, catching up on all films again recently. And the fact that practical effects is really noticeable compared to what you see nowadays.
Yeah, and
real explosion, real fires, real squids.
I promise
stuff like
you,
that.
if I am so lucky, as I hope I will be, to start producing, because my wife and I are writing scripts to produce movies from now on. It will be films that will remind you of that, with story-driven, very compelling, more of a story than anything, right? But with action, it always action has to be warranted by something you're doing something, So that's very important to us, and I hope we're going to get to go there, and then continue because our movies will not be big budget movies. They will be in the couple million, 3-4 million area. So there's only so much you can do with it. But hence we're going to try to recreate without doing 360 roundhouse kicks.
3 times in the edit.
Yeah, that's too much.
So let's have a look. Kinjiro Sangari. B movies back then were awesome.
Thank you.
Very true.
That motivates me even more.
Dutch is gonna buy your book. Jeff's thanks for being on.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, 101. Thank you,
Neil's
channel.
gonna go. He's gonna go watch TC 2000 right now. And we got
also. Thank you so much for physical media. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Josh. Right. So there we go. I think that's it. We'll say good night to everyone in the chat. Good night to Matthias.
Good night,
Have a good rest of your day. Enjoying Las Vegas.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. I love that concept. It's wonderful and very personal, and I like it.
Yes. Well, I've enjoyed my time here anyway. Thank you again for joining me. Right. I'm going to end this. Everyone's saying good night. Amazing in Dark Angel and in real life. There you go.
Thank you so much. You guys are great. I love it.
Yeah. You've been a great guest. That he has.
Thank you.
Okay. Right. Thank you for everyone. And good night, all. Yes, that's what Dutch says. Good night, Matthias. So I will end this now.